There, I had to unmute the mic. Sorry about that, y'all. So I am here. I am here. I am here. There, I had to unmute the mic. Sorry about that, y'all. So I am here. I am here. Yep, yep. Let's finish what we was doing. Don't worry about what the rest of the world is doing. Y'all just come on up in here and do what we've been doing. Oh, you know what? I'm about to throw these computers away. Welcome back to Religion Wing TV, where my spiritual ears stay. The most simplest introduction in the world. Original, that is. Written by me. Sung by me, damn it. Alright, y'all. So we are going to get back into this whole. So far, it's a 3-part series. Part 3. 5 women. Turn this down just a little bit so I don't gotta yell. 5 women. We included in part 2 a two-piece side order. You know, a side of 2 pieces of chicken, 2 other women that could be linked to this guy, Terrain Hicks. And in this edition, we're gonna include Vicky Dillon just a little bit. Even though I couldn't find the clip where they was sitting on stage talking, I looked. We may find it while we're live, right? But I looked, okay? And couldn't find that. But I found a whole bunch of other stuff, child. When I tell you she done opened up a school of magic and she got something to do with some celestial bloodline, Houston ain't got a damn problem, y'all. Heaven do, okay? Heaven has a problem. I'm convinced heaven has a problem. Heaven is under attack, y'all. The Most High God is under attack, y'all. When she say your ancestors ain't demonic, I agree, because some of the stuff they did could be called black magic, witchcraft, to an extent. People are more demonic today, y'all. And that girl went from preaching blackness, God, to an extent. Not white Jesus so much. You know, she her beat one. She said she about black people. But now she has a university of magic. And I do have the recording where she said, ever since she started hanging out with Mr. Hicks, she now saying, it's magic over logic. I got the recordings thanks to Queen Amadaya Shakur over there. When I tell you I spent the last 45 minutes trying to find that clip, I did not do nothing but drink a couple of water, have half a cigarette, and I've been sitting here trying to do my research. And in the process, I came up with a whole bunch of other stuff. But this isn't about Vicky Dillon. She's going to be in the series, but her clips are going to come up at the end, okay? Hopefully somebody can send me that clip and send it to me. If not, I'll keep looking for it in between takes or whatever, in between episodes. But I couldn't find that, y'all. For the love of God, I was trying. Because when I tell you she was on stage like a little kid in a candy store, y'all, we have Terrain Hicks. And he said, let me tell you something, allegedly. He was like paraphrasing. He said, coffee. Get you some coffee. He said, I only have 1 cup, though. You have more than 1 cup. He said that coffee do something to you. Then he started talking about the ashes over at the volcanoes. How far away from God are we really? The one person in the chat, ask yourself, how far away from God are black people, period? See, it's people like Mr. Hicks, and no disrespect to you, Dark Lord, but it's people like you who can't make it in the kingdom of heaven and know you don't want to bow down to God. So you go out and create your own universities of magic, your own bloodlines, your own. And by the way, he has what's called the royal bloodline cults, CULT. He has an occult college. But he was on, what's the name, over there on Ratchet TV last night on that old video, on the video he was playing. I'm not in no cult. You have a cult college, cult in your name, a cult college. You have a royal bloodline cult. Now people like Vicky Diller who sit one time in your presence. Now it's magic over logic. When she was one of the most logical women I kind of knew coming up on YouTube. Now Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur said this woman is practicing the 48 laws, mainly the 27th one on y'all. But she said out her own mouth, she's promoting all up and down her timeline. $44. You can join her School of Magic. For that price, you can buy the series of Harry Potter, and J.K. Rowling can tell you how to do it better than her. I just had to take that shot, y'all. Let me get serious. Enough of Vicky. But she is one of the two-piece side orders of women, not sexually, not intimately. She just got something on him rubbing off on her, because now after her encounter with him, she is out here promoting celestial bloodlines, when I thought God blew the breath of life in us and that was the only bloodline. The 12 tribes of Israel: keep your blood pure, don't mix with other races. And then all of a sudden we wake up from this magic that Paul, the church, and these people done put on us, and now the queen is sitting on the throne. No, keep this witchcraft, this stuff to yourself. How we get started over here? We ask for a clean and pure heart. Oh, I gotta share I'm not sharing. Y'all, hold on. Let me share my screen. And we're gonna get right into things. And hopefully keep me about an hour. Don't be afraid to jump down and say you're at an hour like Nessa did in the last video. Sometimes I get caught up in talking. I don't get to do this much, man. I don't get to just say what the hell I want to say without opposition and repercussions and consequences. So let me do a little bit of what it is that I need to do. Okay. So we get started with these Bible verses over here. Clean heart in me, create clean heart, oh God, in me, renew a right spirit in me. You need this going down some of these roads we've been going down today, okay? The second one basically is going to tell you to put on the mind of Christ whenever it decides to do so. Basically, for who has known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him. See, nobody has really known the mind of God. I'm not going to do that. See, when I read the Bible, I immediately from the spirit want to debunk Paul and some of the stuff that's in there. For the purposes of this video, we're basically looking for the mind of Christ in scripture. But we have Messiah, the mind of Christ, that the end of it say, right? All that trying to know the mind of God, that's the church. That's Paul. That's the devil. They want to know the mind of God. They don't want to put on the mind of Christ, but they tell you in this Bible, we have the mind of Christ. Yeah, because you took him captive. I read you in this verse right here, and made that man surrender to y'all, even unto death. They say even unto death, unto the cross. That's how much they made the Messiah humble himself so they can put him up on that cross, okay? I reckon when you beat him with a cat of nine tails, don't feed the man, hold him in a dungeon, put a thorn of crowns on his head, pierce his hands, his feet. Well, that ain't happened till he get up on the cross. Smacked him with them palms on Sunday. Them palm trees, they was whooping the mess out the Messiah. I don't know if Jesus got beat like that. But anything they did to the Messiah, the original one, they came back and did it to black people and told you you're no greater than your master. Since you want to follow that Messiah, this is what we did to him. We beat him. We killed him on the cross, known today as lynching, and that's what they do. Don't let this Bible fool you, but for the purposes of this video, we just want the mind of Christ. We don't want nothing else that Paul talk about attaching himself to this mind, wanting to know the mind of God so they can who knows the mind of God. That's the world's problem. Science is trying to figure it out. The church is trying to figure it out. The devils are trying to figure it out. Wickedness seated in high places up there in the heavens where Vicky and Terrain want you to go for your celestial bloodline. There's terrestrial, celestial. The Bible talks about all kind of flesh in this earth. But if God wanted you to intermingle with out there, he would have put it together. He wouldn't separate everything if there isn't out there. But people out there trying to find some other demons, some other gods, some other way of life other than the one God gave us over there in Genesis chapter 2 and 7. When he blew his breath of life into us, our nostrils, and we became a living soul. And Satan been trying to destroy your soul ever since. And I tell you, you are the only one responsible for your own soul. I can sit here and preach to the cows come home, to the choir, whatever. But if you don't purpose it in your heart to do better for you and your God, there's a problem. Heaven has a problem. Forget Houston. So this verse right here, it is definitely Philippians 2, 5 and 11. This verse right here, y'all, we coming back on a little Sunday afternoon, and we going to go through this whole thing right here. If you want to hear me break some of it down, I did so in part 1. But for the purposes of this video, not to debunk the church, not to debunk Paul, all I want is verse 5 right now. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ. We could lead a Jesus off, or you could lead a Jesus if that's what you believe. But we talking about the Messiah, that mind of God that they trying to clone in the earth. If we disguise themselves as in the earth, if we get back to that mind and put that mind on, you won't be afraid of the wickedness. You won't be, ooh, it's the devil. And the church is more afraid of the devil and Satan, even though it is Satan, than you are. If you just think of church as being a good place and the place God told us all to go here in the earth, you know them people don't talk about the wicked and the demonic. All it is plead the blood of Jesus. Jesus gonna be a fence. Jesus gonna be a wheel. Put on a gospel song. Tap your feet 2 times. Jump to the left. Stomp to the right. They run around the church. Slain in the spirit. Knock it off. Knock it off. It don't require all that, y'all. Your words are powerful. A recap, nothing here. We going right along. Alexis Ware may be connected to this man based off of her last being seen with an older gentleman, a bald-head gentleman, to be exact. This young lady right here in this second photo, Tajay Baker, and I was able to pull up a video. Shout out to Queen. I'm going to give you all your links and credit you for everything, but I'm sure you want this out here. And I remember watching you break down Vicky and Terrain, and you and Vicky got y'all beef, and I'm like, yeah, Vicky, she gave you a little beat down. But what did Vicky do? Started going on her timeline, putting her phone number, attracting more demons or, dead souls in the earth to her to make it look like she rising above the enemy. Bullshit. I can see right through it. Like I said, I don't got no spirit or no demon in their beef, but she was putting out some gems and some truths over there. So I was able, in searching for that coffee clip with Vicky and Dark Lord, Terrain Hicks, who has the same last name as 2 of the women we talking about. When I couldn't find that, I was able to come up on that video where he trying to say he wasn't involved with Tajay Baker. All right. Now, let's go here, because this young lady name is Alexis Star Hicks. She has the same last name as him. She been found. Are they related? Did he take her? It is in the South. It is where he was allegedly, if he is this person that Alexis Ware met in South Carolina, is down in that region somewhere. I don't know. I'm just saying. But her name is Alexis Hicks. She's from Chesapeake, Virginia. I read this in the first part one, but she was missing and has since been found like a couple days after she went missing. Had mental health issues. Did coincidental, and being that we talking about Terrain Hicks, this woman and this other woman right here, a young girl named Tia Hicks out in the West. Okay, I'm running slow right now because I got more than like 50 screens open right now, but bear with me, y'all. So, bear with me. This young lady right here that's going to come up on your screen, 20 years old, 1991, 23, 24, maybe longer than that years ago. We started reading some of her article, this young lady right here, in part two. We got deep into part two. Tia Hicks has the same last name. She looks like she has a little African DNA in her. Her dad name is Leonard. He can have brothers or cousins or nephews. Hell, they said Satan did in the Bible, and he called himself the Dark Lord, and y'all call him the devil. So it's making a little bit of sense to me, allegedly. Yeah, I'm just playing with y'all. Y'all gotta know my not my sarcasm, but I think I be funny sometimes. Maybe not to y'all, but to me, I that's just me, okay? Anyway, she has the last name Hicks. They're on the opposite side of the country, but the devil roamed to and fro, seeking whom he can devour, as I said in part two. And then we come to this young lady right here, who is making the most noise and has the most connection and the most receipts and the most story to tell. It is the sister of a young woman named Portia Simone Thomas. These women right here, I explain it in part two. I don't know who's who. It's three of them. It's a deceased sister, twin sister named Portia Simone Thomas. She has a twin sister back in 2018 when she came up missing that was allegedly still dating Mr. Hicks, Terrain Hicks, the Dark Lord, the occult college, the one that's making a lot of noise in the earth. This is what Warlock interview said about him. He's on the rise, right? Y'all can believe what y'all want to believe. Just don't mix that shit with the kingdom of heaven and stop telling people it's of the same God. Be honest with yourself. Stand in your shit. If you serve the devil and doing wicked shit out here, let somebody know. It's just like AIDS. Disclose that shit and stop going around here deceiving people, killing people's dreams, getting people all worked up and you being some good light, some energy in the world, knowing you only leading them to destruction. So there's a twin sister named Natasha Thomas Watts, and she's supposed to be the alleged girlfriend then, maybe now, of this guy, but she is the twin sister of one of these girls. I don't know who's who. I haven't figured that out. Then there's the older sister, I believe, as I was reading the reports, looking for answers, and they got her looking like she's crazy over on social medias and things like that. So it's three sisters. One named Akusha, or some Ankus is something. We'll see it when we get to that report. It's a sister named Natasha Thomas Watts, I do believe. Call her Jules. If y'all heard that name on social media lately, tagged with the Dark Lord, it may be the same woman who is a twin of a deceased twin sister, who the older sister, I'm gonna call her Miss A, think that Terrain Hicks not had something to do with her. She said she think her daddy had something to do with that. The man name is Fab. the Royce Jr. or Royce Sr. We're going to read back through it, but I read you a little bit in part 2. She feel her dad had something to do with it. Not only her deceased body was found at the dad's residence, but like 40 other bodies was found there. And what the Canadian police did, because this family is out of Canada, what they did was kind of kept it a secret for $30 million, she said. I said, wow. Wow. Ain't that something? So all we're saying is there was allegedly, to start off with, 5 women: Alexis Ware, Tajay Baker, Alexis Star Hicks, Tia Hicks, Portia, and then if you want to include Vicky Diller and Jules. I'm not going to do much reporting on Jules. That's the man's boyfriend. They said she's like the, and it's another person named Callie or something that I saw looking up some stuff a little while ago. We not adding no more women. When I did my initial research, it was these 5 women with Vicky Dillard on my mind. I just didn't pull her up. And if he has any connections to them, y'all, that's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. So this is what the devil looks like, allegedly. I'm only joking. Mr. Hicks, that man said she was last seen, and he kind of mumbled it too. And I did see you over there in his chat. You are a member of Ratchet TV, and he shouted you out in one of his videos last night, night before, whenever. You know he was playing your video over there last night. You know that, right? And I think it might have been last night, but I was multitasking. And as Nessa said earlier, it's hard to concentrate when you're doing other things. So the phone shouldn't ring. Nobody should want anything. And we should be able to talk about it. So this is allegedly the devil. I'm just playing, Mr. Hicks. But that woman said she was on the phone with the devil. That woman told her mama, and they say her mother is a liar and working for Satan too, a little bit with that witchcraft over there on IG, and got Alexis Ware's phone. Ratchet TV says somebody's over there on Alexis Ware profile blocking people and playing with her phone because they blocked him. And he said it's Berta. And Alberta allegedly is that woman Alexis Ware's mama, y'all. Pay attention closely. Please. This all tied together. He even tried to make a connection or said there was something with Alexis Ware, maybe Tajay Baker. But I think I fell asleep or stepped away. I know he said, he was going to kind of probably, you could see one in the other case or something. But y'all listen to this. Listen, I got my microphone. Lex said devil on phone.
Oh gosh, she said, Lex didn't know who it was. Lex didn't know who it was. And right after she said Lex told her it was the devil. You gotta know something about someone about the devil. Oh gosh, she said, Lex didn't know who it was. Lex didn't know who it was. But right after she said Lex told her it was the devil.
Lex didn't know who it was. Lex didn't know who it was. Lex said it was the devil. That man, Ratchet TV, who was just speaking, fair use over here, y'all, said that the last person she was seen with, allegedly around 7:36 on the day she disappeared, it was a bald head older gentleman. And to Lex, he may be older. I'm not saying Mr. Hicks was down there in Anderson, wherever she came up missing. No, the devil can disguise himself as the angel of light and be anywhere he's damn well pleased and wanna be. I'm not saying that, y'all. I'm telling you what I heard Ratchet TV say. It was a bald head black man. And when I seen this man in his chat snooping around, hanging around, and then when I clicked on another video and I saw in that video he had became a member prior to last night, like a month ago, I said, oh, Ratchet is the one exposing the Alexis Ware case. And it may be some connection to him and Alexis more than it was him and Tajay. Y'all out here accusing him of being with Tajay and having something to do with that allegedly, but y'all ain't saying how he's connected to Alexis Ware, unless indeed at 7:36 at the Grill Marks in Anderson, some damn where, because y'all thought she went missing at the gas station 7-Eleven, but somebody met her in disguise, a bald head, and we know who like to disguise themselves. Don't want nobody to know they the real damn devil, right? It's Satan and his workers. I ain't accusing nobody of nothing. Is this the guy that was last seen with Alexis? Do they have any history on IG? I told you I'm blocked out. I lost my other email account, but I can always make another page and go over there if I want to. I'm not that invested. I'm telling you what I heard and only sharing with you what I heard. All right. I didn't go grab this out nobody's ass and bring it back to you. She was last seen allegedly by Ratchet TV, who's been breaking down this whole story and been being right about a lot of it for the most part. Said an older gentleman with a bald head. And last night somebody was like, well, is it so and so? Is it Polo? It was three names. Nobody mentioned this name though. But he the only one I could think of out here disguising himself and going to and fro. If y'all call him the devil, that's what the devil do. His name is on the rise. He's everywhere. Even Vicky Diller had him on her show or her webinar. Or they did a closed webinar and it had got leaked where, again, I was telling you, she was praising him and she was, ooh, coffee, ooh, ashes, volcanoes. We got Terrence Hicks like he was God, because she trying to rub shoulders with everybody. So she had a rapper on her community wall the other day. Y'all could go see it because I ain't picking on the woman. But I said she was bragging about how, ooh, she's moving on because she's interviewing rappers. Hell, if they ain't rapping about God, what the hell you doing over there? But that's where she's going. That's her direction. She can do that. But I finally got down in her comments because I've always watched the videos faithfully to an extent because I don't watch world news. And what she can do is convey some news to you. All news ain't the good news, especially of the Bible, okay? But when I was watching her, and let me go ahead. I almost forgot what I was gonna say. But in watching her, I've noticed that she has gone a little dark, gone gone south of the border, some damn where the devil might have been on that fateful night when Alexis Ware disappeared. Now let's get back into this story. Enough of them, okay? We're kind of caught up here. This young lady, Tia Hicks, we read her story in part 2. And we got so far, we got to about the picture. Actually, right here, it's understandable. We're going to start on it's understandable right here. I showed you the picture in part 2 with the suspected killer in Tia Hicks' case look like. Y'all can go check part 2. It's on here. You probably see it. It looked like it's trying to come on the screen. But his name is Scott William Cox, and it's a guy named Haney that reopened the case because he don't believe this man. Let me refresh you right here. All right, let's start here. We ended up right about in September 1993. We actually read that, but I'm gonna give you a idea who Mr. Cox is. He had a trucking, job, and he used to go through the area of Mount Lake Terrace. Again, where this young lady, her last name is Hicks, and where she was somewhere over in Washington State on the other side of the country, there's a place called Mount Lake Terrace. His name is Terrain Hicks. That's a connection right there. Don't mean he involved with it. I'm asking you, are there any connections? Yeah, they got the same last name. Yeah, the place where she was murdered sounds like terrain, but it's terrace. Okay? That's it. That's all. But this is still an informative article here. RRP to her mother, her family, and everybody involved. All right? We're only trying to see if this man could be connected. Hell, the alleged devil tried to connect himself to everything else, so it wouldn't surprise me if some things came up and he was connected to, like in the Alexis Ware case. Y'all going hard for Taji Baker. She was doing root work. Did she having a relationship with him online? Did she know the mama Jules, or did she know the Callie? Did she talk to the girl Rashika Brown like Tajay did? Do y'all know the mama is in her profile? What was going on with this girl? Did she hook up with the Dark Lord? Did she start practicing root work and stuff that might have turned on her? Did she when you work with the devils and them thereof, when it's time to collect and people gotta pay up, they might flee, they might be scared, running straight, trying to get away, trying to hide from the devil. Maybe there was some articles about Alexis robbed somebody upstate here where I'm at. Not where I'm at, but upstate, New York up this way. Y'all know when y'all down south, when y'all say up north, usually talking about up this way. You know what I'm saying? So, what are y'all thinking so far? In September 1993, Scott William Cox pleaded no contest. No, he didn't admit to guilty. He didn't admit to it. Well, this might have been what he was already in prison for, because he was in prison at the time they discovered he might have been the murderer or the suspect in Tia Hicks case. Okay. In September 1993, Scott William Cox pleaded no contest in a Portland courtroom to 2 counts of intentional murder. He was sentenced to a 25-year term in an Oregon state penitentiary. Cox, whom some had labeled a serial killer, had stabbed a Portland prostitute, strangled another, and was suspected of more than 20 other murders throughout the western United States and Canada. And when they say Canada, do you think he killed Portia? Because Portia was in Canada when she got killed. Do you think this man was up in Canada? Thank you, Holy Spirit. I didn't make that connection earlier. But do you think this man was up in Canada and had something to do with Portia Simone Thomas? Huh? Do y'all think that? That just hit my spirit right there. Canada. Wait, we about to get into a story from Canada. And nobody know how did that young lady. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I told y'all, put on the mind of Christ, y'all. Don't follow the devil anywhere, everywhere, or nowhere. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go, y'all. So anyway, he was up in Canada. I missed that the first time around. It didn't click with my spirit, but now it just hit me smack dead in the center of it. A serial killer? Honey. For Mount Lake Terrace homicide investigators in 1991, Cox was the main suspect in the Tia Hicks case. And you know what? I always say the devil is like this. Knowing that this man, people know things around the world. And if it was in the news back then, I'm not sure. I'm just hearing of this case yesterday when I pulled it up. But it's like things can be going on in that neck of the woods. He could be having his serial killer behavior, running around, wreaking havoc on the damn world as the devil he is. And then here come old Smo Joe from another part of the world coming into that part. And see this young 20-year-old strung out on drugs, take her out, put her in the boat outside of some bingo, some dang on where on 220th Street over there, and get away scot free with murder, and everybody gonna think it's Mr. Cox who did it anyway, right? Because he has this reputation of being a serial killer. I always say like this, you know how I think like this. People say they don't steal, right? And then all of a sudden, if a new face comes around, right? If a new face comes around, right? And they see some money in your house, the person who's been living with you all this time is probably the one that stole the money, but because the new face is around, oh, I'm gonna steal the money, and we all gonna think it's the newcomer. We ain't gonna think it's nobody that's been staying with us. You understand? That's how the devil works. That's how the devil think. That's how the devil operates, y'all. The devil want to know the mind of God, but it's funny. I somehow know the mind of the devil. That don't mean he's my daddy. Hell, the devil, the Bible say you the son of Satan if you lie. If you lie like Alberta over there on IG allegedly about her daughter Alexis and that phone and everything, you the son of Satan if you lie. Honey, that's that John 8:44. You are like your father. You lust to do it says you lust to do the will of your father. You're just like him. He was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. He go by his own conscience. He speak of his own. Oh man, it says Satan, the devil, is the father of lies. And when Paul told you that Christianity was your way, your life, and your truth, that's because Satan or Lucifer, one of them is his daddy, damn it. That's why he put that in the book, because he know he lied when he said he had a vision from a Hebrew tongue on the road to Damascus. He lied when Peter said, go up on the rooftop. I had a vision. God said you can eat the pork, the skins, the feet, the tongue, the ears, the knuckles. Hey! Don't y'all mess with that damn bacon. Now, I finally got off bacon, y'all. I am done. I'm seriously done. I'll never go back because I'm trying to obey God the most I can. And yes, I would eat a bacon and a sandwich with mustard, a damn pork chop. Yes, I have over the years. I ain't lying to you. But I'm finally done. I got that out my spirit. I fasted it away, right? That's how you get rid of demons and devils. You pray and you fast, okay? Why y'all think you got to spend all this money in church to get there? Listen to what thus saith the Lord, y'all. Paul lied and said, Peter said, go up there and eat everything what God blessed is clean. God told you what to eat in Old Testament. Paul says, eat it. And y'all went eating it and still eating it. And the lies Paul told you. So when I read that verse real recently, you lust after your father, the Satan is a liar, and realized Paul lied to the masses about the church and white Jesus, the devil indeed is his father. So now back to the Hicks case, because it all is connected. We got names, last names. We got geographical location. We got the devil on the phone. We got Vicky Dillard ascending to heaven. Celestial, terrestrial. I think she says celestial bloodlines. She can activate your wisdom and activate your womb. She can do a lot over there, y'all. I ain't knocking the girl. 26,000 and rising. If that's what you believe, that's what you want to entertain and be entertained by, so be it. Even Simon was over there in the book of Acts chapter 8 doing sorcery and witchcraft, and they thought it was of God. They thought they was being healed. Well, some people were. They thought this was all. No, when Peter and the apostles came on the scene in chapter 8, he said, hey, they saw them laying hands on people being healed from blind eyes through God. through the word, through faith, through believing. Wasn't no witchcraft and sorcery. It was just God backing our ancestors, Vicky Dillard. They wasn't out here practicing everything the world said. We had a God backing us. And if he did tell Elijah to call fire from down from heaven and all that, it was supernatural and nothing else. The power of God through believing and having a covenant with this God. It was nothing more, nothing less. And because we were black people doing it, they said, oh, that's magic right there. Oh, that's witchcraft. Oh, that's wicked. No, I don't see nothing wicked about God having a conversation. I'm going to get back to what I was talking about. God having a conversation with Elijah and the other God standing right next to Elijah. And he challenging Elijah. My God is better than your God. Matter of fact, it might have been Balpeor, Balaam, Balak, Beelzebub, the bee family. And he said, my God can consume all these altars right here. So what God told Elijah to do, go wet up the wood. Wet up the wood 7 times, 100 times, 7 times as hot as Nebuchadnezzar. Turn that damn heat up on them little 3 Hebrew boys, huh? Nah, listen. He said, wet it twice as much, double it up, douse it with water. And I'm going to show you the fire that come from heaven. Not only going to burn up your altar, Elijah. How does fire burn up a drenched wood altar, right? I'm going to consume his altar too. That's the God I like, baby. He said, I'm going to show y'all, stop playing with me. If I tell you I'm God and can do this, then why do you want to call it wicked? I'm God. And our people rocked with God back then like that. The world couldn't believe how these plagues and everything was coming. Now they sit in their secret chambers trying to clone the same damn thing and tell you it's of God, but it's against God. There's a natural way and there's an unnatural way. There's natural people and unnatural people in this world. Back to Vicky Dillard. We're taking a pause here. Back to Vicky. Ain't nobody hating on her because that's what she said about Queen Amadiah. Anytime you bring somebody's name up, oh, you hating on me, you clout chasing. Get the hell out of here. You got people you trying to win in this world, and they gonna believe and ride and die for you. And God had people in this world that used to ride and die for him, but no longer seem to believe in him because all you demonic people out there, all you witchcraft lovers, all you said witches, all you pronounce magic over logic is destroying what's left of God's people. And I just say, not on my watch. We can talk about it. We don't got a war. I don't got beef with none of y'all. But the devil who keep dividing and conquering God's people. And it was something else I was going to say about Vicky, but we'll get to it probably when we get to her. It's understandable how Cox would be singled out as the culprit in the Hicks death. I just told you. Because he had this reputation. Somebody else could have slid in and killed this young girl. Got her turned out on what she probably was already on the drugs, allegedly. Got her hooked up into some stuff. I told you the same way that devil could disguise himself, he can get away with murder. Allegedly. But they have been known to get away with murder. And they said that I love this guy, Haynes. Haynes said it's understandable how Cox would be singled out as the culprit in Hicks' death. He was a long-haul truck driver whose route took him all over the country. To and fro. Them devils be on the move, child. Excuse me, it took them all over the country, y'all. Come on down in the chat, sound off, do what y'all gotta do. Subscribe, like, share, just listen. I'm okay with it. But one of his routes actually took him up here to this area. And I'm telling you, one of the routes the devil took in that Bible, God was communing with his sons. He didn't call Lucifer his son. He didn't call Jesus his son. The Messiah, let's not get it twisted. He was communing with his sons. Who are the sons of God? And how many sons do God have? Go over there to the book of Job, chapter 1. God is having a meeting with his sons. And who the hell show up? Don't say the prodigal son. Don't say the lost soul. It was Lucifer. Lucifer showed up and God said, what the hell you doing here? He said, I'm talking to my sons. Lucifer like, I know. I'm here, daddy. Hey. He said, I've been roaming to and fro, taking all different kind of routes, blowing with the wind, left and right, up and down, back and front, seeing whom I could seek and devour. I got my eyes on Job. And then we all know the story of Job. He had to get permission to even touch Job. Baby, y'all get the devil too much credit. Y'all too afraid of this devil. He got to get permission to touch some of God's people. And others of y'all give him easy access. Because y'all don't know the truth, and that's called ignorance. And that's the greatest thing the Messiah, not Jesus, came to deal with and dealt with in his days. Was so we wasn't ignorant to the lies of Satan anymore. Because at the point of Jesus, I meant the Messiah touching down in the earth as the light of all for all men to see in John 1:5. Prior to that, it was dark. It was dark, and right after he come, he get crucified, it go dark again, and we think that's of God. That's of the devil. I ask you, who loves this world so much that they will want to kill the light in it? That they will want to destroy the light of God in the earth? Surely, I'm gonna use the devil word on him. Surely, it's not God. Why would he go through all of the purpose and plan and speaking things in existence and giving a piece of himself in the earth for us to live life more abundantly, and then say, okay, kill my son. Tell everybody go into the church. Since y'all want to be ignorant and disobedient, I'm going to let the Europeans rule every damn thing. I'm going to let them destroy my temple. I'm going to let them destroy the Messiah, my word in the earth. Who loves this world so much, according to John 3:16, that they will kill a man on the cross and tell you if you believe in this act thereof, you have everlasting life? I don't think God loved his son so much he would let the Romans crucify him like they did his criminals. That man was supposed to live just as long as Noah, 960 years, and they cut it short to 33 years. Now, I don't know if he's supposed to live 960 years, but that's what mankind was living until the devil came on the scene, and y'all started integrating everything with the devil. Now, it's understandable. This man has a history. He been in the area. But Haynes still feels something ain't right. Haynes knows that the devil rolls with other people, okay? And the devil will disguise himself as innocent and let this man take the blame. Hey, he ain't gonna come clean and say, I did it. All right, but if this man did it, he getting at all the punishment he get. But Haynes don't believe. It's understandable he would be the one. Look at his track record. So it's obviously we're gonna look at him. He was in this area. I don't know, the same day, same time, like they said that bald head older black man was with Alexis. But because he was in the area, he traveled there a lot. He was blamed for Tia's death. Okay. And Haynes says it's understandable. As a detective, I understand it too. As Nancy Drew, I understand it too. Okay? People in law enforcement don't always get it right either. I understand. I understand. That's what they say. Allegedly, Alexis was dating a police officer. Now I don't know how far and wide and deep that story go, but it is what it is. These are the stories being spun out here, right? So he was a long haul trucker whose route took him all over the country, but one of his routes actually took him up here to this area, he explained. It just so happened that Cox's route took him along 220th Street Southwest, the same street where Tia was ultimately found. Was it on the same day? Was it in the same hour? Was it in the same minute? Do you got evidence of him being in that boat with her? Do you got DNA? What do you have? All right, like I'm not defending this man at all, but when we look at these cases, do it with an open mind, open heart, open spirit. That's it. That's all. And be truthful as you can about it. So it just so happened he took that route. They don't got no time here. They don't got no dates here. Like that girl over there repping for Portia. She got dates. She got birthdays. She got pregnancies. She got $30 million, 40 dead bodies, petitions, a Facebook page dedicated to it. And it once we get done here, we gonna get into that, okay? I might have to wrap this one up and come back. I told you this is a series, all right? But we're going to get through this man and close Tia's case for now because we connected him by having a last name and it's similar to the place she was found. His first name is similar to Terrace. It's Terrain, okay? That's all the connection we can make here, but with this case. But lo and behold, I got the Taiji Baker article coming up. I got the our audio of him denying Taiji Baker. I see him snooping around where Alexis Ware is being talked about, but I ain't seen him come out and make no video and say he ain't got nothing to do with her yet, because nobody has accused this man allegedly of having anything to do with her. But last seen with her was an older man, allegedly, according to Ratchet TV, who could be trustworthy, you know. He funny as hell over there. He told that woman about her wig last night. I was rolling. But he very thorough. He got his little file report, his little receipt folder, and he come with the receipts. He said it was an older bald head man, and I'm assuming a black man. Cause just like Jesus, he wasn't white. No, just like Jesus, the devil ain't white either. The devil could be black. Baby, look just like you, honey. He dark. The devil dark. Dark skin, dark continence, dark attitude. He's dark, okay? That's who you should be calling black people. Anybody that act like the devil. And I've seen more white people tell lies like they father Satan in that damn Bible than anybody else. I know, personally. And I know some black people who lie. But they'll tell you they ain't home. Oh, they couldn't get to the phone. Oh, my car broke down. I can't get to work. How the hell does that affect the whole world? But when you tell somebody, God said, do away with the kingdom of heaven, the Messiah, kill my son, give you a new G. Why kill God's son and give you something else? God's son wasn't good enough. The Messiah wasn't good enough, y'all. He was so damn good they had to get rid of him and give you an imitation, watered down version of him to keep you in darkness, because that's what the devil do. Now, it just so happened he took that route. The same street where Tia was ultimately found. Okay, was it the same day, same hour, around the same time frame that she was reported missing. Okay, all right, possible. Again, the devil is like a thief in the night. He studies people. He knows things just as much as you do. Remember, he wants the mind of God and don't understand how he can get it. So he will kill, steal, and destroy until he accomplishes his goal, which is to sit on somebody's throne. And I told you, Jesus, the Messiah, barely sitting up there. Because the God I know told me in church there's none before me, none behind me, none to the left or the right of me. So the Messiah somewhere up in heaven on his own little throne, and he told the 12 apostles, you'll be here with me. And that's the throne I believe they're trying to put Jesus on. But all that Messiah is doing is interceding on our behalf. So we'll get it right down here. So God don't come down here and strike us all dead, damn it. Forget the devil killing us. There's a Messiah up there. God, don't do it. I went down there, God. I was with those people, God. God, if it wasn't for the American government, if it wasn't for Paul Lyon, I can imagine what the Messiah is telling God right now. I can imagine how he pleading for God not to just come down here and do away with it all. And it won't be no flood. He told you after Noah, I'm not putting no more. Prior to Noah, I'm not putting no more floods. No. He wants to consume us if we don't get our ish together, okay? I can imagine the Messiah like, Lord, if you find but 5 worthy down there, if you find, remember Abraham was pleading with the Lord? And I know that Messiah is interceding on our behalf. This damn Jesus of the church, yeah. Hey, y'all better wake up and listen. That's why I like doing cases like this, because it makes me think in the spirit. Although Mountain Lake Terrace detectives collected plenty of evidence in the case, including DNA samples from the boat where Hicks' body had been found, authorities at the time weren't able to build a prosecutable case against Cox. Not enough evidence, looking for the wrong evidence. The devil know how to disguise himself. I don't know how he do it as his angel of light and get in people's ear like he did Eve, but he know how to seduce his way through this world and get away with killing, stealing, and destroying people undetected. Like a lot of them damn undetected viruses and shit. I'm just gonna say it got out here in the world. Yeah. Boy, let me stop. I'm about to shut this down. And when we come back, after I finish reading these 3 or 4 paragraphs here, we're gonna get right into the Portia part of it. I want to do her. Taji Baker may still be ongoing. I'm not sure. She's home. She's been found. Alexis is still missing, so I want to do her kind of last because maybe we'll come up with more stuff by the time we're done with this series. But when we come back, I'm going to read this by like 5:15-ish. Before 5:30, we're going to wrap up this series because it's been about an hour right now. But I do want to get through this. I don't want to come back and still be on Tia Hicks' case. So let me finish this, and then we'll move right into the Portia part of the series. So although they took the DNA, authorities at that time weren't able to build a case against Cox. Quote, the guys back then, they did a good job. They did everything that they could, Haynes added. But Haynes believed he can do a little bit more. Haynes believed there's still a suspect out here. Haynes believed that the devil may have been on that boat with that girl that night. We just got to figure out who the devil is, like the one that was on the phone with Alexis Ware. All right, we just got to figure out who this devil is. Okay? So, but as he studied the files of the 1991 investigations, Haynes saw problems with the assumptions that Cox was involved in Hicks' death. And again, the devil will do something and make you think he didn't do it and blame you for doing it. You be looking like the Black American people. Like, what the hell did I do wrong? We was right with God. Our ancestors was right with God. How the hell we end up over here in slavery still to this day, allegedly? It's like the same damn thing. Same thing. Debunking a hunch. All right. As a 20-year-old working the streets for cash and drugs, Hicks was exactly the type of young woman that Cox targeted for brutality. Sound like the devil to me. I told you the devil take advantage of our young, broken, hell, strong. It just take advantage of people wherever he can see an opening, he's entering, okay? But Hayes isn't so sure Cox killed Hicks. There were no witnesses, no nothing other than just basically a hunch that he is the likely suspect by those detectives back then, he said. No real proof. Again, the devil create all this chaos, throw a rock, hide his hand, use Paul to do it. Paul go on to be the greatest apostle ever, and we sitting around here like, what the hell done just happened? It, same thing. Cox was prone to violence. Quote, he would beat up his victims pretty significantly and stab them, Haynes explained. But according to the autopsy report done at that time, Tia had no obvious trauma like that, he said. She didn't even have any stab wounds, no gunshot wounds, no broken bones, nothing that stood out as being obvious that she had suffered any trauma. And y'all think the trauma coming from one another, each other. The trauma is coming from the devil, wickedness seated in high places. The Bible says they beat you into submission, and they're going to keep doing it until you resist it, like some of our ancestors did, who died because they didn't want to be a part of the European system of things. They knew white Jesus in the church was not for them. Other of our ancestors submitted. How? They was brought all the way over here to America, put into more slavery, beat, destroyed, broke. What they say, this little girl, the stab wound she didn't have, our ancestors got. The gunshot they say she didn't have, we got. No broken bones, we got. Nothing that stood out as being obvious that she had suffered any trauma. Again, the trick of the devil. I didn't do it. I don't blame it on Satan. Don't blame it on the devil. Nope, this is God. God said you gotta be in the church. God said you gotta have a white Jesus. God said it's not me. And we traumatized over here with that. At least I am. Hey, I'm a little traumatized with that, y'all. It was one big lie. And we still riding it out to this day with all the proof. But how does the devil beat the shit out of you for 2,000 years, get away with it, make you think it's not him, and leave no bruises or no evidence to point to him? We out here thinking it's everything else but, right? So, it goes on to say, since criminals generally don't deviate from their standard patterns, and sometimes when they either get a weaker, not a weaker, a smaller victim, bigger victim, sometimes their tactics would change. I mean, what you would do to a 6'5" guy or woman, stab, beat him, you probably just, I'm not a killer, don't have to do all that to a 4', 5', 120-pound girl, even though brute force is used. But sometimes they deviate. Just because this man didn't, you couldn't find any of his motives or MOs, don't mean he didn't do it. Let's keep it real, Haynes. But as a seasoned vet, as someone that knows the behavior of people, he's saying it's not adding up. We didn't find no stab wounds. We didn't find no gunshots. Remember, this man, 20 people, stabbed somebody. He was in prison, all this. So he has a record. He would brutally beat his victims to submission. and kill him. But he's saying, no, it's not adding up like that, okay? So he says Haynes speculated that it's highly likely that maybe we're focusing on the wrong God. I baby, when this article came up and I'm trying to do research on terrain Hicks, I said, well, maybe you are, Haynes. Maybe you onto something, allegedly. Maybe you are focusing on the wrong guy. Hello. Now let me stop. But that's immediately what I said in my spirit. Maybe you are. I don't know if this man was out there back then or not. I know he said he got goons in the street and he could be very dangerous. Go, oh, goons in the street. All right. When we get more toward him in his article, I'll pull that up, okay? He got goons in the street and he could be dangerous. This came out his own mouth. It is over there on Ratchet TV. I heard it for myself last night. He was playing a video where he was showing us that Mr. Hicks, the alleged devil in the earth today, allegedly, was showing people how to flag Black Girl Unlost here on YouTube. You know, she got the Black Girl Unlost series, and she did a series about him, 2 videos to be exact, alleging that he traffics, he drinks blood, he does all kinds of things. He says she's lying, go flag her. I told my goons, don't think I ain't got no goons. I got goons in the street and I'm dangerous. And I recorded that. I said, oh, I need this. God needs to hear this, sir. Because when I come on here and talk this, I don't know about you. Hey, God said, vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord, all right? I'm going to let the Lord know who the last person I played on my video. I'm going to let people know who the last person I spoke to on the phone or went out on a date with or hooked. I'm going to let somebody know that this man said he dangerous. So while we over here talking about it, we going to rebuke his danger, okay? Now, I want y'all to be able to hear this. I don't know how up this speaker phone is. It's a Dark Lord Dangerous.
Past couple of days, interesting because I had to tell so many of my rooms, talking about my rooms from the streets. Before that, I told them to stay down because people don't realize how dangerous it is when we're too quick.
People don't realize how dangerous it is. He wasn't talking about danger for him. He's talking about how dangerous it is when you come in his cipher and you start talking about him and lying on him. Ain't nobody lying over here on you, sir. All right? But y'all heard that. Y'all heard that, right? So, hey, it's a connection. But just like Haynes said, with Cox, he don't believe he did it. I don't know who did it, but there's a connection, okay? That's all we trying to do over here. Make some kind of connection, all right? In the spirit, hopefully. But that's it. So anyway, it's highly likely that maybe we are focusing on the wrong guy. I'm not ruling him, Cox, out. I'm not ruling the devil out by any stretch. But I thought that maybe it would be better to take a step back and reevaluate things with an open mind. I'm going to add open heart, open spirit, open soul, open reception to God, the spirit thereof, and all this other spirit and demonic shit. Leave that shit alone, y'all. Leave that alone, y'all. And see, maybe there's another option here that wasn't pursued back then. Like, could Mr. Hicks with the same last name have traveled and wandered to and fro like the devil does and ended up in Mount Lake Terrace with a name such as Terrain Hicks? I'm rolling with Haynes on this one. I don't know about you, but I'm rolling with Haynes on this one, baby. Anyway, let's wrap this up, y'all, so we can move on to Portia. The DNA. Let's see. Suspecting a homicide, Mount Link Terrace police in April 1991 poured over the boat with where Hicks' body was found, collecting every bit of evidence they could find. Sample swabs were also taken from Hicks by the medical examiner. Was any taken from Cox to match the DNA up? But lab work then didn't result in any useful conclusions for investigators like it don't today. It's a little bit more successful, but that shit lied to. They be manipulating that as well. Honey. Ooh, they be manipulating that lab work. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. That's what the devil do in all these arenas of wickedness seated in high places, okay? Why the hell the lab ain't find that damn drugs Hunter Biden had, huh? Why the lab ain't get that damn laptop? I just want to know. The lab is beneficial to those who created the lab. The lab is beneficial to put away as many people in this world that do crimes. Yes, do your time, do the time, do the crime, but innocent people as well. So, and I took chemistry and criminal justice a little bit a semester. I know the Bunsen burner. I know what radio cracks is. I know. Hey, I told you I was a little investigator when I was growing up. Still am today a little bit. They didn't call me Nancy Drew for nothing, okay? I used to love the Hardy Boys. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Man, oh man, oh man. That's where I get it from. And Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo and his crew. Investigators. Any show. Agatha Christie. Murder She Wrote. I'm your girl, okay? DSI. You know how they say CSI? DSI. So Haynes had the DNA samples collected. Forensic services for all law enforcement statewide. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. At that time, the evidence was processed. There wasn't a sample sufficient enough to properly identify a DNA strand, Haynes said. But DNA is an evolving science, and as time goes on, there's breakthroughs, and they're able to do more with less. Okay? And that's all science is. Science is one of those entities against God that will keep creating. The only thing they can't create is the Big Bang. Boom! That's how they took. Why they haven't duplicated that yet? God forbid that they don't, because we'll all be out of here messing with them. They got the CERN up there messing with all global warming, all the universe. I believe the CERN got something to do with that 80-foot, 650-foot deep sinkhole that happened in Chile there a couple weeks ago. They got all this technology. They want the mind of God. They don't know how God created the universe. They don't know. They don't understand the plagues. They don't understand the Red Sea. They don't understand the pillar of cloud by day, the pillar of cloud by night. They don't understand the prophets God used and worked with. They don't understand God and been spending a lifetime trying to duplicate everything God can, did, and will ever do in this world. That's me. I like science. Like today, I was with my grandchildren. I said, Ramir, what you doing with that Coca-Cola? He said, I got some Mentos Gammy, and I'm about to put a Mentos in it, and we are going to do a volcano. I said, well, if your mama is smart, she would put that on YouTube and start y'all a channel, because people love that stuff. For whatever reason, they not vibing with your grandmother, but you are so talented. Well, he could look at something and build it from scratch. He's 10 years old. He just turned 10 in June. Legos, he could build dinosaurs, Play-Doh, he can construct buildings, and I'm like, wow. People want to see that, y'all. But that's them. They not like me. I don't mind being somewhat on social media, but that's their family. She keeps saying she read the rules and policies and she been looking at, channels to see where they want to go. I told her what you want to do is introduce your baby first, because I told you, he is the son of God and the savior of the world. And he acts like it. Yesterday, I was like, hey, Zamai. His name is Zamai. I call him Gammy Zito because my grandchildren call me Gammy. So I have Gamisha. I have Gamito, which is Poppy, my oldest grandson here. And then the baby, his name is Zamai. So he Gammy Zito, okay? We gangster over here with this Gammy stuff. And I'm like, start with your baby. When I tell you, the face, the smile, the bright eye, bushy, that alone, y'all. And then I said, all right, y'all could do a family channel. That's 2 channels right there. And then your son could branch off and do a channel. And then your daughter could branch off and do a channel. And then your husband could branch off and talk to guys of what he going through. Or y'all could do that Q&A and have that whole conversation where parenting 3 kids is a struggle when one parent is diagnosed with epilepsy. Y'all got so much to talk about. Stop calling me, talking to me about it. Get your ass on YouTube and earn some money doing it. From the heart. They'll be rich. They'll solve a lot of their problems if they'll just put their camera on. They got something going on all day, every day. They're out in the parks. Matter of fact, I'm about to come on camera. Hold on, y'all. This is my show. This is my damn show. I'm about to come on camera. I think I got this little picture where they sent my grandson, the 7-month-old, just sitting on a swing. Hold on to the one person. Hold on. Can't believe it's only one person in this chat, but it's okay. It's okay. You can see me. You can see me.
So hi the Gammies. So I swinging the Gammies, and you didn't answer the phone, the Gammies.
I was busy. I didn't answer the phone. Y'all see him swinging?
Hey, Mr. Mike.
Y'all see him swinging? 7 months old. And yesterday, I said, Janae, I'm going to put this up on the short for my channel. Y'all go subscribe and like my grandson. He got a little afro. But he got his hair braided, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. Anyway, they had him, but they couldn't record it. He was on this thing like a little tire, and they like spin around, and he was holding the pole like he know how to, and he was just going. I said, all right. But yeah, that's it. I said, start you a channel, girl. Now, where the heck was we? I'm going to stay on camera. Maybe I'll get a subscriber. So anyway, listen. So it go. Yeah, DNA. Didn't result in any useful conclusion. Oh, whoa. Oh, yeah, we way down here. All right, we down here. DNA. All right, I see where we are. So Haynes had the DNA samples collected in 91, re-examined them at the Washington State Patrol Crime Laboratory Division, the lab that provides forensic service for all law enforcement statewide. That could be a problem too. I mean, people get overwhelmed, files get crisscrossed, not labeled properly, and things happen, y'all. I don't trust a lot of that, all right? So, results this time show male DNA was found on vaginal and anal swabs taken of Hicks. The WSP lab is now trying to identify a DNA strand from those swabs and may be able to trace the DNA to the specific individual. I ain't saying it's the devil. I ain't saying it's Mr. Hicks. But generally, unless somebody had a criminal or crime or fingerprints taken or DNA swab, where is it at in the database for you to cross match it? Or, you know, so hopefully whoever did this may be in the system and they can get a match. But I'm telling you, the devil is in disguise, okay? He don't have human blood, according to Vicky. Wait a minute, what's celestial? We're celestial. They're terrestrial, right? There's two kinds of fleshes in that Bible. The Bible, all kinds of flesh. It's terrestrial, celestial. They want out there. We want in here. So I think it's celestial. The devil got a different kind of bloodline, okay? Different kind of DNA, okay? A different kind, all right? So hopefully they'll get a match. Since Hicks, let me make sure. Since Hicks did solicit men for prostitution, Haynes admits the initial lab report doesn't really mean a whole lot. But it's definitely progress and gives us potentially another lead. And just because she was out there with different men the night she got murdered, allegedly, because we don't know if it was an accident, she got murdered, or what happened. But the night it happened, what was I getting? I said, hold on. Oh, since she did solicit men for prostitution, does not mean she doesn't deserve to find out who her killer allegedly is. She has a right for justice like anybody else. All right. Just probably being on drugs, being young, being in the street. We saw the picture of her then. May have made it easier for her assailant to take advantage of her, but nonetheless, she deserves every right anybody else would get in the court of law at this point in time. And if there is a murderer out there that took this young girl's life and got away with it and knew that the media would put it on Mr. Cox, like Mr. Haynes and I are thinking, then that person, like I said, needs to be found out and dealt with accordingly. And obviously, the statute of limitations, I believe, when it comes to murder or homicide, it should be no limitation. So that's why I believe Haynes is like a new eyes, open mind, fresh look, new hands on the case. Something may different. Some different result may come out, right? So we're almost done here, y'all. Thank God. The search for answers, hunches, and lab work would not be enough to determine what happened to Hicks 23 years ago. But God knows. Trust me, God knows, y'all. The investigation, the devil does as well, and the person who did it, if anything was done to her. She could have took one too many drugs and sat in that boat and went to sleep on her own. She might have been with a John or with somebody she know. Hell, the devil himself, who knows? But somebody knows, all right? The investigation will require some old-fashioned, streetwise police work. Haynes and a team of detectives would need to knock on doors and pursue other leads in an attempt to find some answers. And you know what? God leaves a witness, and I bet you there's somebody in Mount Lake Terrace that know what happened on the night this young lady lost her life. Do they have the manpower? Are they going to go out and do it? Do they think her life is worth it? Haynes seems interested. He seems like he knows there's more to the story, but will they follow through? Being that is Mount Lake Terrace only cold case, you think they'll be able to solve it? So, the investigation will require some old-fashioned streetwise police work. Haynes and a team of investigators, detectives, would need to knock on doors and pursue other leads in an attempt to find some answers. The path would take them to Seattle, Oregon, and now possibly California, to find people who knew Hicks and what happened to her during her final 5 months of life. And remember, the suspected killer was in Canada. Remember, he was in Canada? United States and Canada, it says, where he had stabbed a Portland prostitute, strangled another, was suspected of more than 20 other murders throughout the western United States and Canada. And I'm going to end it here, y'all. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. When we come back, we will be in Canada. Ask me how. Just like the damn devil wandered to and fro, so don't I. Y'all don't know I be getting around. And we're going to be in Canada when we come back on part 4, which would by 6 o'clock. It's 5:30 now. Let me wrap everything up. Let me get some music to go out on. This song is called Trap. It's in the audio library, and I feel a lot of people are trapped spiritually, serving the wrong God, misplaced faith, and that's why it's so much demonic behavior. When Satan come tempting you, you could resist the devil. Submit yourself to God. Resist the devil, and he will eventually flee. He'll try you for years and years and years, and eventually you'll wear him down. The word of God, being in God's presence, your angels, if that's what you believe, the Holy Spirit, the hedge of protection. There's ways. Vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no damn harm, devil. And he'll get the hell up off your back eventually. But when he see the weakness, when he see the doubt, when he see the unbelief, when he see the drug use, when he see the oppression in your life, because they put it on us from the beginning of time, the Bible says, you'll be able to fight back. You'll be able to withstand his fiery darts, because he gonna throw them. And told you in the Bible he got fiery darts and he gonna throw them at you. So they said put on the whole armor of God, put on this helmet of salvation, do what you gotta do, whatever you gotta do to withstand. And you stand better with God than you do with the devil. That's just my opinion. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and shut some things down here. We're going to pick up where we left off. Nessa, that's you. Hey, sweetie. I did it. We right about an hour or so, hour and 30 minutes. We're going to end this, come back. When we come back, we are going to be in Caledonia, Canada. We're going to be in Canada talking about the young lady, Portia Simone Thomas, who has more of a connection to Terrain Hicks, the royal bloodline cult, the Dark Lord, and all the shenanigans that go along with that story. I'll try to be back on here by 6 o'clock, no later than 6:15. I'm going to try to do 6 o'clock. If not, keep 6:15 in the back of your head, all right? And we're going to see what's happening up in Canada. I asked the question, Nessa. We read in the Tia Hicks story that her suspected killer was up in Canada. Do you think he may have done something to this young lady's sister, Portia? She was on drugs. She was out in the streets. If they suspect he has something to do with Tia Hicks, her lifestyle, driving trucks, you don't think he drove that rig up to Canada, do you? Allegedly. Mr. Haynes, if you want to investigate something else, Go up to Canada and look and talk to the Roy family. Talk to the Roy family. You might can solve her murder, but her sister said daddy did it. Her sister said daddy got the devil protecting him in the streets. So she won't tell what happened. Y'all let me know. Shalom, God bless you, and I'll see you right back here on the next live upload and or premiere. You've been watching Religion Link TV, and my spiritual ears stay. Y'all let me know. Do you reckon the man in the Tia case might have went up to Canada and had something to do with the young girls um, being deceased? It's possible. He was a truck driver. 20 murders between America and Canada, Western America and Canada. It's possible, y'all. So that we just asking, is there any connection? All right. And with that being said, shalom, God bless you. You're the only one responsible for your soul, y'all. Get your, if you don't do nothing else, get your heart, your soul, and your mind and your spirit right with God, okay? And with that being said, shalom, everybody. God bless you, and I'll see you in a little bit.